was really on TV-8.
It's 12 o'clock. And now from TV-8, where news is #1, Molly Cooley, John McLaughlin, and Mary Brubaker. This is TV-8 News, live at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. The first Central Iowa units to be called for active duty in the Persian Gulf are receiving their orders today. The Army National Guard units include troops from Camp Dodge and Boone. Now, also, 2 Eastern Iowa medical units have been ordered to mobilize as part of Operation Desert Shield. TV-8's Jeff Greenwood has been at Camp Dodge, just north of Des Moines this morning. He joins us now live with the details. Jeff?
Molly, 2 more Iowa National Guard units have been placed on alert status. The folks were notified last night that they will be placed on alert status. We'll explain what that means in just a moment here. The units are the 1034th Quartermaster and Supply Unit based here at Camp Dodge in Johnston, as well as the 1187th Medical Unit out of Boone. The Camp Dodge unit handles general supplies, including equipment, food, clothing, vehicles, and personal supplies. What you're seeing is what they're preparing for up here at Camp Dodge. The Boone unit is a medical company charged with flying air ambulance missions. The 1187th flies helicopters out of the guard base at the Boone Airport. This latest alert affects more than 300 Iowa soldiers. Joining me now live is Lieutenant John Abrahamson. He's with the Iowa National Guard. Lieutenant Colonel, could you please tell us what this means as far as the alert status and what the military jargon means?
Okay, Jeff, what the alert status means is this is the first step in the actual call-up or possible mobilization of a unit. The alert is really a warning order. It says be prepared. It does not say that you are actually going on active duty or anything like that.
They had folks down at the unit there calling members of the unit. What do they tell them at this point?
Actually, what they're doing is the unit is exercising its alert roster, and that is the mechanism that we have for calling up soldiers when the unit is subject to being called for active duty, or for that matter even in cases of state duty, which we have in the past. What they are doing is they are calling those soldiers, telling them that the unit has been alerted for possible call-up and that they will be notified at a later time exactly when they have to report to the unit for active duty.
And when they report here, that just means getting things in line?
Yes, when we receive, or the unit receives, the actual call to active duty, when the soldiers then report, they will actually be on active duty and will be preparing to then move to their mobilization station. But that is, as I said, sometime in the future. This is only an alert at this time.
Okay, Colonel, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, they're on alert status. That does mean that they're being notified at this point, if they haven't already, that they will be possibly being called up to active duty. They join several other Iowa units, Iowa National Guard units, the 209th Medical Company out of Iowa City and the 134th Medical Company out of Washington. Those units were alerted earlier this week. They'll both be reporting to their National Guard armories tomorrow morning in Iowa City and Washington. We'll have more on the story tonight at 6.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much. John?
President Bush leaves Washington tonight on a trip that will take him to the Persian Gulf region. On his way, the president will join Secretary of State James Baker in Europe for talks with allies on trade and the Gulf crisis. Mr. Bush will spend Thanksgiving Day on the sand of Saudi Arabia, sharing dinner with U.S. troops. U.S. and Saudi soldiers are on the second day of an amphibious landing exercise in Saudi Arabia called Imminent Thunder. The Pentagon denies the exercises are designed to provoke Iraq, but it does say troops are getting within 25 miles of the border with occupied Kuwait.
The Persian Gulf crisis is giving the post office a workout, in addition to the usual increase in holiday mail, which starts flowing in this time of the year. The nation's top postal official says 1.2 million letters and packages are flooding into the main post office in Washington, D.C. daily, headed for the Gulf region. Letters to U.S. troops need to be mailed by November 21st in order to reach the desert sand by Christmas. Packages need to be mailed today.
The search is resuming in Sioux City today for a man believed killed when his welding torch ignited fumes from a farm chemical tank. The blast killed 52-year-old Jimmy Allen when he was thrown to the ground. Officials feel the other victim, John Abraham, was thrown into the Missouri River by the force of the explosion. Fire officials say the two should never have been welding near flammable chemical anhydrous ammonia.
Polk County authorities today are investigating a possible connection between the murders of 2 Missouri women and the body found near Runnels earlier this week. Former Iowan Marvin L. Irwin is behind bars today, charged with killing 2 St. Joseph, Missouri women. Their bodies were found in shallow graves this week in Doniphan County, Kansas. Irwin was born and raised in Kansas, but had lived in Iowa for a time as well. On Monday, the unidentified body of a woman was found near Runnels. Polk County authorities have not yet been able to talk with St. Joseph investigators about the case, but say there are similarities. Authorities say the women all died from being struck with a blunt instrument to the head. Chief Deputy Floyd Jones says St. Joseph authorities have been busy with their own case because of reports that more women are buried in that same area.
4 or 5, and they're still digging. So, and there are similarities. So, we are interested in as soon as St. Joseph Police Department kind of gets through with digging up bodies, well, then we can get with them and see what we've got, see what they've got, see if there are something. But what I understand, that person they've arrested isn't talking, period.
Deputy Jones says they may send investigators to St. Joseph. Polk County authorities still are asking for the public's help in identifying the woman found in Runnels.
A collision today between a school bus and a train has killed 2 people and injured more than 20. The accident took place in west central Minnesota when a school bus from Miltona collided with a Sioux Line freight train and then hit a utility pole. Miltona is about 10 miles north of Alexandria. The bus was on its way to Alexandria with upper grade students when the accident occurred. Douglas County Hospital officials say 2 people are dead, one of them the driver, 23 others injured with some seriously hurt. An investigation is underway to determine exactly what happened.
And still to come today, the space shuttle Atlantis is on a secret military mission.
And we'll tell you why some Russian students are visiting Valley High School. Stay with us. Space shuttle Atlantis thundered into orbit last night on the 7th top secret Defense Department mission. The flight was 4 months behind schedule and shrouded in secrecy, but all appears to be going well today. The goal of the flight is reportedly to put a spy satellite into orbit above Iraq. Astronauts may deploy that satellite later on today or tomorrow. 4 of the so-called Keating 5 are back before the Senate Ethics Committee. Democrats John Glenn, Dennis DeConcini, Donald Regal, and Republican John McCain are being investigated for allegedly intervening improperly on behalf of savings and loan financier Charles Keating. Democrat Alan Cranston is also being checked, but is not at today's hearings because of cancer treatment. Special counsel for the Ethics Committee is expected to sum up his evidence today.
Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev is promising a military and government shakeup in his country. He made those comments to the Soviet legislature today amid criticism that his reforms are going nowhere. Gorbachev also blamed fearmongers for stirring up images of famines and freezing people this winter. His arch-rival, Boris Yeltsin, says Gorbachev is largely at fault for pushing radical change, and he has called for a special anti-crisis committee to handle the country's worsening situation.
Valley High School students are playing host to a group of visiting students from the Soviet Union. Valley students today welcome 13 students from a Russian English intensive school. They'll be attending class at Valley through the first part of December and living with families in West Des Moines. Valley is part of an exchange program sponsored by the U.S. Information Agency and the Soviet Ministry of Education. This spring, a group of Valley students will head to Russia to complete this year's exchange program.
Well, even though casino gambling on riverboats is still 4 months away, the dice were rolling last night in the Quad Cities. TV-8's Sue Mason reports from the Casino Gambling School in Bettendorf.
Way to go, 44, 44. Stay there. You got 44.
These students are learning how to deal craps, how to deal blackjack, and operate other casino games. This is the Casino Career Training Center in Bettendorf.
It's pretty hard, but I think it'll get easier. It takes a lot of practice.
Students here hope to learn enough to land them casino-related jobs when riverboat gambling begins in Iowa.
We are the growth industry of Iowa as of right now, and we're here to train people so they can be part of the industry.
About 90 students have enrolled in casino schools so far, but Steamboat Development officials estimate there will be about 500 jobs available on each of 2 riverboats they operate. They believe riverboat gambling will be an economic boon to the state.
When we have 500 people going to work on brand new jobs on one boat, and you multiply that by several boats, and you multiply the effect of the community, we are talking a lot of dollars, a lot of importance to the state of Iowa.
This is a 16-week course with 15 hours of instruction a week. And after 4 weeks, these students will know whether they'll be guaranteed a job. And many of the students see it as the opportunity of a lifetime.
Somewhere to move up. It's all open. Since there's no upper jobs that are locked out yet.
Casino instructors have come from Las Vegas, Reno, and Atlantic City to teach Iowans these casino games.
They're really excited about it. It's something new. Most people have never seen a crap table before anyway, and they're really excited about it, so they're catching on real well.
While the riverboats don't hit the water for a few more months, steamboat development officials now hope their crew will be up and running in plenty of time. In Bettendorf, Sue Mason, TV-8 News.
Sue says the casino dealers will earn about $15,000 to $20,000 a year. And now, turning to the weather, the weekend is here and cooler, rain.
Cooler, but, well, rain should hold off till after the weekend. So actually, things look pretty good, a bit on the chilly side, but we can handle it. Back with weather after this.
For up-to-the-minute weather information, day or night, call the TV-8 Weather Beacon forecast at 262-7173.
Weather-wise right now, fairly mild out there. Temperatures a bit cooler than we've had the past several days. We're looking at a howitzer, I believe, out at Camp Dodge. Looks like something Rambo would carry around in his back pocket. 51 degrees right now, a northwest wind at around 16 miles per hour, 42% relative humidity, and the barometer is steady at this hour at 3036. Statewide right now, temperatures have recovered into the 50s across much of the southern part of the state. To the north, still some 40s with 46 in Fort Dodge, 46 in the Mason City area as well, and 40 in Spencer. Northern Iowa should hit around the 52 to 53 degree mark later on this afternoon. Low temperatures this morning, 39 in Cedar Rapids as well as Des Moines. Fort Dodge reporting in with 36 degrees, Spencer at 32, Council Bluffs with 35, and down in Lamoni they checked in with 41 degrees. On the satellite picture this morning, the cloudiness that moved through the state last night was covering the southeast part of the state, but by 11 o'clock today, the skies are clear. Clouds are along a frontal system that was coming through the state last night. Behind it, an area of high pressure building in with northwesterly winds, and that is bringing in some cooler air from the Dakotas and Minnesota, as well as up in Canada, so temperatures have dropped off around 15 to 20 degrees from what we had across the state yesterday. And there's just a little bit of precipitation up around the Great Lakes today in the form of some rain and snow. Across the east, it's going to be very warm. The 70s that we had yesterday will be in that area today, so probably some records falling from the Ohio Valley all the way through Tennessee into Kentucky, as far south as Florida as well. 79 right now in Miami, 64 up in Nashville, 44 degrees in Minneapolis right now, and 54 in Kansas City. But those temperatures will probably not recover too much more today as the cold air continues to slide on to the south. For Iowa today, the temperatures ranging from the low 50s north, mid-50s across southern Iowa, and then later on tonight, winds will be backing down to around 5 to 10 with clear skies. That means a cool night ahead, 22 to 23 north, and upper 20s in the south. And then for tomorrow, not bad weather for football across the state, with temperatures hanging around the 50-degree mark in the northeast to mid-50s in the south, and it looks like tomorrow the wind should be backing down, but still out of the northwest. Now look at the forecast for Des Moines and central Iowa today. Sunny and windy, a high temperature in the mid-50s with a northwest wind 15 to 30 miles per hour. Later on tonight, clear and colder, 25 to 28 degrees with northwesterly winds diminishing to 5 to 10 by late in the evening. And then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high temperature again in the mid-50s. Sunday's looking good as well with temperatures in the 50s to 60s, but then a chance of rain into the forecast for Monday and Tuesday.
So get the leaves raked up today and this weekend.
That's right.
Okay. Taking a look at stocks today, the market is higher in moderate trading. Volume the first 3 hours, 88 million shares. The Dow is down 9 points today at 25.35. Average share of common stock is down 9 cents. Midwest cattle prices this noon untested. Butchers mostly steady to 50 lower. Sows steady to 50 lower. In Chicago, December corn is higher at 222. November beans higher at 563. December wheat is mixed today at 243.
Now, I've never bought any furniture yet, but if I was in the market to, I have a feeling Mary could help us today.
With the computer.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because if you have ever, John hasn't, but if the rest of us have ever, and we have, chosen the wrong upholstery for the couch and everything has to be changed, that won't happen again as long as you have a little handy-dandy computer. We'll talk about that. And we're also going to eat some pancakes later on, so stay with us. We'll be right back. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I want to buy a new couch, but I like all three of these fabrics. I have no idea what they're going to look like on the couch. So Karen Smith just happened to drop in from Norwalk Furniture with her handy-dandy computer to show me. Is that right, Karen?
That's right, Mary. And you, like so many shoppers, are up against that choice when they go out to buy upholstery for their home. A big part of everyone's decorating budget is the upholstery.
It does cost a bomb, doesn't it?
It does, and we talked about that earlier, about it's a big investment, and the first thing that folks need to do is find a style that suits their needs, how it's going to be used. They need to find out what is quality furniture. And we have a brochure for your viewers that we'll give them the 800 number in a minute, that they can find out about lead construction and spring construction, and why are there such big differences in the prices of sofas.
If I have decided that this particular style that's on the computer now is a good style for my home, and it's a very traditional, you know, kind of boxy sofa that's not going to go out of style, and that's important.
That's right, and it's important that it's comfortable. Sit in it, lie on it, however you think you're going to use it.
But it's boring, Karen.
Well, right now it is, but now those fabrics that you chose there, Mary, let's take a look. Now, typically you would pick from, like, let's say that plaid.
Okay, that's very, very pretty. But usually when you're picking a upholstery, you have a little swatch and you don't know what it's going to look like, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And we saw that white sofa originally, so you think of that and you think, well, I like that style and I like that fabric. How is that going to look overall? And maybe you're changing from a floral and now you want to go to a plaid. What a big change.
Okay.
In our video catalog, we have all of our 500 styles and our 1,000 fabrics. Here's the fabric that you chose that's up on our screen right now. It's highlighted.
I changed my mind, Karen. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead. I want to see plaid.
Okay. We'll take a look at this plaid. And now you'll have the opportunity to see how that's going to look overall.
You know, a while back they were doing this in hairstyling salons. You could go in and they take a picture of your face and then they could make you look like Cher or Dolly Parton or anybody you wanted.
That's
and you
right.
could decide what kind of hair. Now it's in the furniture business.
That's right. The technology became available about a year ago.
Look at that couch changing by magic. You know, the upholsterers wish it happened this fast.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Because this is hard work. But it is an investment. We've been thinking about doing some reupholstering, and oh my goodness, the decisions and then the expense, and it's something you have to think a lot about. Okay.
You really do. It can be a costly mistake, but this takes the hesitation out of it.
What else should we think about when we're deciding?
You should think about the fabric that you choose and how you're going to use it, how much wear it's going to get. There's no question some fabrics are more durable than others. For example, you have some cottons there that you've picked also. Cottons tend to wrinkle. It's the natural look of it after people sit on it for a while. You have to think about that. Are you going to like it when that happens?
These florals are very popular now, right?
They are.
And the chintz look, the shiny.
That's
But
right.
they wouldn't be good with a bunch of little kids and dogs and people who slobber and spill food, right?
Look, Mary, here's your sofa in the plaid.
I like it. I like it.
Isn't that terrific?
That is.
In addition to that, you can also take
home a picture.
Yes.
And then you could show everybody else and say, is this what we want on the couch?
You can, and you can also take it with you. Maybe you're getting drapery. You want to start that ordering before your sofa comes. You can take that along with you.
You do have a brochure that is non-commercial. It's just a generic brochure about upholstery and ordering furniture.
That's right. What it is a summary of consumer information that has been published by many sources, and we've pulled it all together for folks. And by calling our 800 number, they can receive a copy of it. Along with it, this is really neat, there's a checklist. And as they go from store to store, these are the questions that they could ask about good furniture.
And write down notes, because when you do shop for a sofa, you probably do shop around, and you can't remember, oh, now where was that? I saw the da-da-da. There is a computer in only one store in Des Moines like this.
That's right.
Which is?
Sofas by Design.
Okay. Thank you. Now, let me see. Can we see what that would look like in red velvet? No, I know. That's going to take a little more time. Karen Smith from Norwalk Furniture has been with us to introduce us to the latest in furniture selection, and we appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
We're going to end up in the kitchen. If you want lunch, stay around.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay, pancakes right after this. For 35 years, members of the Kiwanis Clubs of Des Moines have been serving up pancakes at this time of year on a special Saturday, and Duke Holtz has been doing it. He's been doing it for us for a couple of years, so we wanted you to come and fix lunch for the crew, right?
I've been on every one of them. This is the 36th time.
You're a pancake expert.
Yep.
You brought along Cindy Spann because It is the Association for Retarded People, where you are leisure coordinator?
Coordinator, right.
That will benefit from this year's Kiwanis Pancake Festival. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, what goes into a perfect pancake, Duke?
Well, first of all, you have to have a perfect mix. And ours is ready mix. So we are using, can I name the product we're going to use tomorrow?
Hey, we'll send you a bill.
The same one we had 35 years ago, Aunt Jemima.
Okay, hand me the syrup, Cindy. I'm going to try one of these. Aunt Jemima.
No, this isn't Aunt Jemima here.
Okay, well, I won't show them then. But are these ready? Oh, are those beautiful?
Just baked them for you.
Now, when is the festival?
It's tomorrow. It is 17th, which is tomorrow, November 17th, and it starts at 7 o'clock. I want to make a point of that.
Time.
It is a new time. We've started at 6 every year for 35 years, and suddenly we switched to 7. I think we got tired of getting up so early.
I don't. Well, and who else wants to get up that early? So on Saturday, you can take the family in for $2.50 a person. Now, while Duke continues
we also
to
close
make
at
these,
5 instead of 6, so
okay.
they better hurry the last
7 to
minutes.
5. 7 to 5. Cindy, what are you going to do with the money?
Well, in the past, we've purchased equipment, specialized equipment, vans and trucks, and we're looking to expand various training programs with the money.
So you're really hoping a lot of people show up.
Very much so. Very much.
Duke, how do you know when to flip a pancake? Would you put some more on there? And I'm going to taste these and let everybody know that we are going to be there. They're gorgeous. You are a master chef at pancakes. Can you cook anything else?
Oh, I do pretty mean spaghetti sauce and a few other things.
Well, could we engage your services every day down here?
Well, it comes high.
Oh, I was afraid of that. But these are delicious pancakes. What else goes with the pancake?
Sausage. We have sausage and then coffee, juice, or milk for the kids.
So it's a bargain, really.
It really is. All the pancakes you can eat, too. You can go back for seconds. We don't give you seconds on sausages, but you get 2 nice big sausages to start with.
These are good. It's an annual tradition, and it is Saturday at Vet's Auditorium, right?
Vet's Auditorium.
Again, 7 to 5.
7 to 5 instead of 6 to 6.
Cindy, thank you for being here, too, and we hope your organization benefits well. Now, do they flip when they're bubbly?
Well, you're supposed to wait till they get glazed around the edge. When they get glazed, then they're ready to go.
John and Molly, they're glazed around the edge and ready.
We're waiting for you to wrap up so we can come in there and eat, Mary. So anyway, what's on tap for Monday?
On Monday, we'll be talking about the United Way campaign, and we'll be interviewing one of the actresses that was in the national film about United Way.
Okay.
Hurry, these are good.
John gets dibs on the right one, I know.
They're going fast.
Weather?
Save some syrup for me. Weather-wise today, high temperature in the mid-50s. We'll have sunny skies and gusty northwest winds. And then later on tonight, it'll be fairly cool, 25 to 28 overnight, with northwest winds at around 5 to 10.
And coming up on the TV-8 News tonight, live at 6, Jeff Greenwell will have more on the situation in Camp Dodge and Boone with the troops there on alert for active duty in the Persian Gulf. We'll have the latest on 2 murder investigations in Polk County. And Heidi Soliday will be live via News Star 8 from Cedar Falls, where Madrid Newton and Southern Calhoun play for state football championships. So join us tonight at 6, and we'll see you Monday.
All right, bye-bye.